happen. That's the summer schedule, man. Let's roll. Hey, JY, is y'all drunk back there, man, or what? What the hell is going on, man? They got what? I ain't got no pencil, man. Get out my face. We gonna be at the Legend from 3 to 8, and then Sunday night. That Sunday night. God damn that Sunday night. At the Lavert, y'all. God damn that Sunday night. I said, fuck. Y'all some fools, man. I love y'all stars. Cause y'all be trying to cry. What's up, best education artist, big all that 2nd Street crew. Good to see how y'all come to give me love this evening. What she did. Where you been at, Sula, honey? Where y'all been at? Y'all ain't fucking with BU no more, huh? Y'all faking over there now, gal. Y'all ain't seen y'all in a while, goddamn. Good to see you, Tammy, girl. What's up, Fishbone? We ain't coming, y'all. If you're faking tonight, shake your ass home now. We party tonight. Texting you. Smash the motherfuckers. Yeah, shit. I got 4 Glocks and texting you. Some people won't even stand next to you. I used to get views on this bitch. I got 4 Glocks and texting you. Yeah. And throw dicks to tight, yeah. Wow. So I got more 9s and texting you. Yeah. So fuck the world, don't ask me for shit. Cause everything you got to work hard for it, honey. Shake your hips, you don't stop. And niggas pack the clips, keep on. Well, fuck the world, don't ask me for shit. Cause everything you got to work hard for it, honey. Shake your hips, you don't stop. And niggas pack the clips, keep on. Yeah, yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You hear that crackling in the background? It sounds like an album. Like they done put the needle on the record to slow it down.
That's how it was before.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It go back that far where it's just like, that's Leo sound. So, yeah, that thing is dark.
Ooh. That's good evening, kings, queens, peasants, and in-betweens. It's your girl, Kapri, Monique, the voice of the people. And y'all know what it is. you've just stepped in, welcome to No Gray Area. We're going to cut right to the chase. We definitely have a legend in the building, somebody that I get to call my brother. Y'all have no idea about this guy in real life. T-Bobulous, Mr. T.Bob himself, JY's own. Yes, I'm gonna let shout out to the Oi boys. We're gonna get it out early because I know you gonna represent regardless. But welcome to No Gray Area.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, you know what it is, so we're gonna pop right into it.
Yep.
Let's start with the birth of Lavert. Where did the name come from? Tell people about your legendary father, about your life, because you were surrounded by a lot of great things.
Well, first of all, the name came from Poppy Bugs. He gave me my name because, you know what I'm saying, it was like I used to be around him so much, like it was never a time you seen me without a bob in my hand. Like every time you turn around, I'm like doom 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 doom. So he was like, man, hold up, yeah. You like Bob Marley or something? You know what I'm saying? Because you always smoking and stuff. So, you know, we cuss.
Yes. Okay. This is No Gray Area.
You always smoking and shit. So I'm going to give you a new name. Say your name ain't Lil T no more. It's T.Bob.
Okay.
And I took it from there. I ran with it.
Okay. So let's talk about the name Lavert.
Okay, Lavert. Well, my father used to sing with Frankie Carter in the Dreams. So that led him to seeing other artists and stuff like that. And he formed a friendship with Eddie Lavert.
Okay.
So basically I'm named after Eddie Lavert.
Which is,
you know what I'm saying,
a beautiful thing.
OJs, and you know what I'm saying. So the history goes back to all the way back to then. When I used to be on a kitchen table in my car seat, just listening to them practice, rehearsal, whatever they called it back then, you know. And I guess that's how the music just in me like that. It's in my blood. I was born in this. Never sworn in it, born in it.
So speaking of born in it, how many instruments on that stage can you actually play?
Everything up there. Everything. I just haven't, you know, I don't get into the keyboard field because it's kind of complicated to me. So, you know, I even went to classes and everything, but it's just like that's the one that never clicked with me. I to that now. I leave that to Demi Doc Bacon on them, you know what I'm saying? Gerald and all
the legendary
I can't do it.
Demi Doc, the legendary Baker. Mm-hmm. Shout out the dog.
Yes, sir.
And shout out the godson.
Yes, sir.
Can't forget any of them.
Love them to death, man.
So, of course,
trade them in for nothing.
I mean, once in the yard, you know the rules, family rules. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about your legacy in the culture. So you grew up around a lot of legends, a lot of musical genius.
Right.
How do you land not in the R&B field, but in go-go? What leads you here? What brought you here?
Well, what brought me here it was like, well, I started when I have to say I was like 11. I might have been younger than that. Might have been like 10 or 11 when I first started my first band.
Okay. What was the name of it?
Imperial Band.
Imperial.
We did our first tape, PA tape at the Metro Club. And it was very successful. But at that time when you're young and you dumb, you don't see a lot of things. The wool pulled over your eyes. Like I'm just keep it real. We got beat at that time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And our manager back then, I'm not even gonna just put his name out there, but we had him, and you know, of course, Icy Ice was like the promoter back then.
Icy Ice Promotions.
And I can't even be mad at him because he took us where we needed to go when we left the manager.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So long story short with that, we made it to a certain place, and it was like being young like that, you gotta, you know, feel your way out.
Yeah.
So I started playing with Superior Funk.
Okay.
That was basically who's Pure Elegance now.
Okay.
When I was there, we changed the name to Pure Elegance because it was a member from Pure Elegance started to manage us at the time. And he was like, man, I'm gonna take y'all where y'all need to go. And like I said, we had a good run with that. It was like all the one leg ups and all that. It came from basically me, KC, and the front line that we had back
So
then.
who was the front line?
It was me, Pedro, KC. We had a 5-man front. I think my man Pookie was playing with us at the time, and I had another guy named Dirk. He was playing with us at the time too. My man Dempsey. So it was like the band started to change as we was getting older. So Dempsey left. Unfortunately, Poogie was in an incident or whatever and caused his life. And
may rest in peace.
Rest in peace, my man Poogie. And we started to have a band change. Members started changing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like at that time, as a matter of fact, we was practicing right back here.
Where Charlie's studio used to be.
With.
Yes.
Junkyard was on A side, we was on B side. So I kept noticing, like, when we'll be practicing, I see Bugs and them looking through the window like, man, they cranking.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So one day, I think Black Pooh had called my phone and was like, hey, cuz, you know, I just got a call to go back to jump. I said, so damn, what you gonna leave us? Because at the time, Black was playing with us too. He was filling in for a member till they came home or whatever. So Black was like, man, I'm about to go back to jump. I said, man, stop playing. He said, I'm taking y'all with me.
Okay.
So it was like, when he went, we let him go. He did his thing. We continued to stay there with the funk. We was doing our thing. So we had a show at Savoy one night. And
good grief.
I just started seeing my man just pointing, boom, boom, boom. Dre was our drummer back then for Superior Funk. Shank Santana. He was our drummer. So he was the first one Bugs pointed, like, we need him. And I think this was right after Heavy One passed away or whatever.
May rest in peace, another legend.
And he was like, I need Shawty, Joe. And I say about 2 weeks to a month, 3 weeks to a month, I meant, Black was gone, KC was gone, Dre was gone, I was gone. So that's when our journey began.
So you get on your journey with Junkyard.
Right.
You're now no longer with Superior Funk.
Right.
Y'all have been asked to come on over. We're going to transition you. We're going to groom you. How long is your grooming process? What does it entail? What's going on during the grooming process? Like all of those things.
Like basically the grooming process was, you know, being as though these some big shoes you got to fill. You know what I'm saying? You talking about Pratt and Bruce. Love
yes.
my brothers, man. And it was like nowadays these bands come out, I don't think they had the blueprint we had. It was like we had stacks of music that we had to learn, like original. And it wasn't an easy task. It was like you had to learn it. It's either you put up
or you go
roll out, bro.
And
you know what I'm saying? And it was like we stayed in the studio because at that time, Junkyard had their own studio. And it was like we in there every day grinding, every day. So sometimes we don't leave the studio at all. We in there like, damn, dog, I gotta go home. I got to go home, bro. Change my shit. You know what I'm saying?
You stink.
Like, but that's how music gets you, man. You get real dedicated to it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like we had to make that work, and we was making it work. And finally, somebody took missing, because I'm going to be real, Mo Shorter, he wasn't trying to let me
Shout out to the legendary Mo Shorter, man.
Mo Shorter to death, man. He wasn't trying to let me in.
So how did you get in? What finally happened that led to you going from T.Bob to T.Bobulous? Like, what happened?
It was like somebody took missing one day. I think it was Chink. But this wasn't the only time somebody took missing.
Okay.
It was like when he took missing this day, they kept like, man, who we gonna go? I'm like, man, I'm right here.
Oh,
dude.
that's your dance. That's your dance. What's your dance?
You feel me? He said, man, you sure? I said, man, look, man, I've been telling you this from day one, bro. I can do that.
Put me in the game,
Just
coach.
put me in the game, coach.
Yeah.
Man, he put me in the game. He was like, man, why you ain't tell me you already know? I said, man, I think I've been telling you this. I think I have. I'm just not a front line guy. You know what I'm saying? I go on the back. It's on, bro.
So your first time with them was on the drums?
Basically.
Okay.
My first show I did with Jump was a fill-in.
Okay.
But I was already in process of being groomed
to
so
be
I
in
can
the
step
camp
up and be where I need to be. And that was the start for me right there.
So you get in, you get on the drums, you hold the show down.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next?
Another person took missing. I was still in there, but I wasn't on payroll yet.
Right.
And it was like, I think Mo was like, he was kind of undecided because one thing ain't just gonna get it.
Facts.
Boom. I think Wink took missing one night.
Congo time.
So
now
but
you
came late. He came late.
So now you're showing them that you're a Swiss Army knife.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's he started to realize, oh, this man got more than one talent.
Right.
I think that last thing was 331. I was already on payroll by 331.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was in the back with Wink playing the Rolling Stones though. And we'll rotate. So when 331 came, an incident happened with Bugs.
Okay.
And he didn't show. And it was like, now I'm starting to get butterflies. You feel me? I'm getting butterflies. My stomach like just turning, bro. I'm like, I don't know if I can do this one, bro. And you talking about at the Ibex though, where it's like, you know them backyard nights and them junkyard nights at the Ibex. Hey man, it was like, look, I had a talk with myself. What am I going to do right now, bro? I don't know, bro. What the fuck? I'm like, come on, bro. You got to get it together. It's like it's a devil here, angel here. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I can fulfill these shoes right here, bro, because them some big-ass shoes you got to fill in. And it was like, I just got the nerve. I went downstairs in the Marvin Gaye room. I had like 2 shots of tequila. I don't even know what it was. And I had like a Bailey's cream. And I said, man, let me go rock this party real quick. Because when like I said, all the bands that I was in, except for Imperial, I was the lead rapper then. Okay. Coming out. But when I got with Superior Funk, I was the hype man / rapper.
So you was the two.
It was like I wasn't even used to really, because in Imperial, I left Imperial because of my grades. My mother pulled me out and was like, you're not getting back in that band until you get your grades
together.
I got my shit up. I went back. But at that time, I had one of my best friends, rest in peace, Dave. I told him, stay right there. I'm going to go to the 2. When I did that, because I was a big Donnell Floyd fan back then. It's like it wasn't nothing in there in my house but Junkyard and R.E. That's all I listened to.
Okay.
Until I met Backyard. Backyard was playing with us at All Around Race Club. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I followed them early since then. And this was like 91.
Okay.
It had to been like, no. It was like 80, 89, 90. They was still coming. I think Chucky was with them at this time.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Chucky. Yeah, so we get to the point you're with Junkyard. You start to like Backyard. What's next?
The 331. Let's get back to that. 331. I had the butterflies. I'm getting nervous now because it's like, it's really crunch time now.
It's time for you to get on stage and grab that mic and rock it the way that you need to rock it in order to solidify what it is that you really want.
And I did it.
Okay.
I got through it. I didn't know how I was going to get through it, but I did it.
So how were your emotions that day?
Like, and it was like, when I left there, I was empty.
But how were
I don't know how the people was reacting. I just know they was partying that night. But then when I started hearing, man, this nigga, he came through that joint, man. He crushed that joint. Man, 331 was the best. Boom. I ain't feel that until years down the line, and we had a reunion. I think it was our 30th reunion. Our 30-year reunion we had. I think it was down at the Best Western.
So at the 30-year reunion, how many years did you have in with Junkyard?
I think I had to been with them. Okay, I got in 93, into 93, 94. And the reunion was like, the 30th year reunion was like, I think it was like, I want to say 98, something like that. And somebody from Liaison came and informed us that 331 was the best seller in history. So I was like, hold up.
That was me.
Now I'm like, hold up.
That was my impact.
Full of joy now.
Yeah.
Full of joy now.
So the emotions that you had leading into it, have they gotten easier? Like the nerves, the butterflies, the apprehension. Has it eased for you before you perform?
Certain shows, I still get nervous. Cause it's like, if it's my first time there, like this Mayweather coming up, I keep hearing about it, but I never been there. Like Wolf Trap. I just did Wolf Trap.
How is the emotions?
It's a different hit, different show. Like that's why I love Bug so much, because he just like the best entertainer to me, man. You can't even get on his level, because he'll change up like a chameleon, man. It's like it ain't nowhere he can't go. So it's like certain show. I'm gonna give you an example. When we did the arena over there in St. Elizabeth. Totally different show.
Okay.
Totally different show. That one, like say for instance, like Wolf Trap, different. It's different. It's not the same show that you'll get at like a Nipsey's. It's not that. It gets intense.
Because it's is it because it's a larger audience, or because you feel like the expectations are larger? What do you think?
Larger audience.
Okay.
And it's like, you don't know where he's going, because we not programmed. So it's no program with us.
It's off emotion.
It's off
which way the crowd is going.
So he'd catch you off guard and be like, and break it all the way down and be like, Bob, you get that side over there, I'm gonna get that side. KC, get that in the middle.
Get the middle.
If you come up and you fumble the ball, Joe, that's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life. You'll always remember it. But so far, that hasn't happened. It's just like we'll show up when he calls.
So speaking of showing up when he calls, what is the secret to the longevity with Junkyard?
It's no secret. The longevity, it speaks for itself. It's like 79, man. You gotta think. These guys been around since 79.
The year I was born.
I was born in 76.
I was born in 79.
They been
proud.
Since 79 cranking.
Yes.
It might have been before that. Who knows? Because they was little youngest before they even got on the bucket. I mean, before they got on a real system.
Before they were signed to Def Jam. Before they were adults.
It's just like the longevity speaks for itself. They're very talented. I say they because they started it, but we came in. That's why I say they groomed us into it. So it's like, man, they pushed me to some all for you shit too, though, because you gonna have your little differences and stuff.
Oh, like no, that. We gonna get into
man,
it.
Man, it's just like, man,
we're gonna get into it
because I love them guys too much, man.
Junkyard, Backyard, and Rare Essence, y'all all function like a secret society. Right. Whatever's going on inside your camp normally stays inside your camp. Mm-hmm. But it got to a point where things started to change and transition with Junkyard. A split happened.
Right.
Junkyard, Me.TBob.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. How do we get to that point? How does the split happen? The animosity. Like I went to shows for both bands. Truthfully, I supported both because you're not gonna make me pick. Right. I need it all. So let's talk about it.
Well, I think how that happened there, it was like when you have so much of a long run, you tend to start going in another direction. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's not on the same page.
Okay, that's a better way to say it. I was about to say,
That's
I
what
need
I
to know
mean.
because another
It's the
direction.
same thing with what I feel is the same thing as going in another direction, because some people are being heard, some people are not being heard. And it's like, when you get to that point, that's just like the Temptations. Let's use them for an example.
Okay.
They had members in the beginning. They had members in between.
Mm-hmm.
They made new members when
On
they
the
was
way.
in between, and they took it and put it all together.
Yes.
That's how the J-Mob and the JY came along. Mo felt a certain way. Bugs felt a certain way.
Okay.
But we all had to prove a point.
And what was the point that y'all were proving?
We had it was really no point to be proven, but we had to prove a point to each other that we're good without each other as well as we are together. That's why I split apart and it got right back.
How long was it?
It was like a good year, 2 years or something like that. We went on with this bullshit. And it's like, I just got tired, man. I was like, man, look, I can't do it. I want my brothers back.
Was it
I can't do this shit.
Did it I know it had gotten to a point where it was like on-site animosity for some of y'all.
It was. But it was like, it never, I'm gonna say it got physical sometimes, and that's what brothers do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it gets physical. It's just not we gonna talk about this shit. Yeah, we gonna squat this shit out.
Okay.
If you feel a certain way, that's just like on the street.
So conversation is out the window.
The conversations, they're there.
But they escalate.
Don't get me wrong, but they escalate. Like any conversation you have, it's gonna escalate. Especially when you in this business. And you got that passion, you got that love, you ain't trying to let that go. Nah. And people's eyes, you be like, nigga, you wrong. Nigga, nah, nigga, you wrong. And then it go from there, boom. Whole ticking time bomb.
But my thing is, why does anybody have to be wrong? Why can't it be just a difference of opinion and vision, and we figure out how to make it work? Because that's what you do when you're running something successful. That's how you keep a unit together.
But you can't have wrong without right.
And you can't have right without wrong. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it go both ways. You just got to be careful about your decision making and where you going at. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's serious. It's serious. I don't promote to go to practice and just be fighting every practice. You ain't gonna get nothing done.
No, you're not, and you're paying to fight.
It was just like we had to get some shit off our chest because we've been from so many walks of life. You know, you on the block after you leave from there. You know, shit get frustrating, and then you get to thinking and shit. Man, how can I make it better? You still got that devil. You still got that angel. Both of them talking to you. So somewhere down the line, you got to make a decision. That's how I think. That's how I know the band split up. That man had his opinion. That man had his opinion.
And y'all were caught, and everybody was caught in the middle.
Yeah, and it was like, damn, some people ain't had nothing to do with nothing.
But you still got to choose.
But you still got to pick and choose. So that's how it happened. But I thank God that we made it through.
Yeah.
We got it back. It was like it was like Earth, Wind, and Fire when we got back. The band was so big, it was like we put both of the bands together. How the hell we do this shit? I'm still thinking about it right now to this day. Like, how we do that?
How did everybody fit on one stage?
Man, everybody was on one stage, and it was like, and it was like the reunions and shit like that. I love the most because it's like we got so many members that been in and out. It's like gumbo, Joe. You got a lot of flavor in one pot, and yeah, it works. It works, man. I wish we could have more people in the band right now, but you know, you can't go but so far with it.
Speaking of people in the band, a recent transition took place. Mm-hmm. What state would you say the band is in now, since the transition took place? Because welcome back, Big Youngin. Yeah. Due to other circumstances, with this transition, what state do you feel like the band is in now?
I think right now, I'm gonna just keep it right. The shit is better.
Okay, explain to me why.
It's because you got Big Youngin back there who already knows the structure, he knows the blueprint. So it's like it's more fun now, and it's more laid back at the same time, but we always having fun. It's not like we always arguing and worrying about certain stuff.
So what was it? So with you saying that sounds like with Youngin coming back, a bone of contention has been removed from the band, or maybe a source of issues that were unresolved. Because it sounds like y'all, like I'll tell you from coming to see y'all, and this is no disrespect to anybody because I love everybody, the level of crank is different. I've told Two will tell you, when I come see y'all, like normally I find a seat. You know, I'm in the same spot all night. You can look over all night. Kapri is in the same spot.
Right.
No, I'm up boogieing the whole night. I'm willing to take that back pain later because it's different. So what changed? The energy level has changed. The comfort level has changed. What changed?
It seemed like everything you just said, the energy, like I said, Youngin knows the structure. He knows the blueprint. And he does his job. He don't worry about, man, you over there doing. See, that's what Bug's supposed to do. He's the leader, not the drummer.
Okay.
So it's like Big Youngin is just like he in his place.
He's locked into his job.
He's in his space. He's doing his pop just like he's supposed to. Everybody else doing their pop just like they supposed to. Whatever's gonna fall in line is gonna fall in line. Because like I said in the beginning, and I say it all the time, God walking you right now, bro.
Yeah.
God walks this band where it need to go. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why we pray around the drums all the time. Every show, you will never see us not do it. If you do, we did it already.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. Just like the Kennedy Center, you ain't see us getting a circle up there because we did it on the side. Because they had other things going on.
Yeah, it wasn't. Y'all weren't able.
Like I said, right now the energy level is at 100.
It is,
and it's like I've been like this the whole time. That's it. My man in there doing his pop, and I knew it. I knew it from the beginning. That's what we need to do right there. Because it was like every time we turn around, people mad. People frustrated. Some people lost their job. That ain't how it go. When you in a brotherhood, that's not how it go. So, if you see your brother down, you pick him up.
And that's what I was about to say. So speaking of a brotherhood, there are up and coming bands that are going through situations like the Me.TBob split. Mm-hmm. They're going through transitional situations. What type of advice would you offer them to stay the course, to keep their head on swivel, like to keep their blinders on, to stay focused? What would you tell them?
I tell them to stay prayed up. Love one another. It's a unit. If it's a unit, love one another. It's no other way it's gonna go down. You have to love one another and be able to take constructive and the criticism. You got to be able to take all
good and bad.
The good and bad. You got to take it all, man. Because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck at a standstill and you won't go nowhere. So, in order for these bands to make it in the future, just keep it 100 with each other. You know what I'm saying? Stay prayed up and do your pop. That's it.
So speaking of doing your part, how does T.Bob end up with All For You? All For You jacket, All For You flyers, just T.Bob, All For You. Well, how does that take place?
It was I had to take my little journey. I went on a journey, right? And people know
what led to your journey
outside in the streets and all that. People already know. You know, it ain't to be hidden. I used to be going hard, like for real. And it was like I had to take a break. And when I did, it was like I came back and rest in peace, House. House was in the band at this time. When I came back, it was like we had some differences. It was like, I'm grown. Don't come at me like that.
Like I'm still a kid.
Like I'm a kid. Like, look, I done did what I had to do. I walked my walk. Now I know where my ass at now. So it was like somebody dry snitched on me. They said they seen me smoking when I was rolling up backwoods and smoking my tree.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't what I used to do. And I'm gonna keep it real. I used to be on them dippers hard. But
I remember that phase.
I knew where my ass was at.
Yeah.
Every time you seen me. But one day we played up I think we was at WST in a parking lot. And that was my first show back. We played, and I think we supposed to went to Winchester, and they pissed me off because they was like, man, you ain't supposed to be the nigga, I'm grown. What the fuck are you talking about? And it was like, I wasn't going for that. And they was like, look, man, we going to Winchester. I had my bags packed and everything, right? Don't come down there, we'll call you.
Oh.
I'm gonna do you a better favor. Don't even call me, bro. Because you wasting my time. See, now the structure wasn't the same anyway.
Okay.
So it was like, all right, boom. I felt good to be back with my brothers and all that day, but they pissed me off so much, they made me that angry where I had to go and form another band. And that's what I did.
You and Me.TBob.
And that's what I did.
Shout out to Me.TBob.
Love you, bro. All the time.
So how long were you with All For You before you went back home?
I went on a good 3-year, 4-year run with them. But I was always affiliated with my band.
Right.
It was like I was gone, but I was still there. And I just got, like I said, with the J-Mob and the JY thing, I just got tired, dog. I got tired. I was like, man, shit ain't looking right here.
Were you tired of fighting or tired of?
It was just
tired
like,
of trying to figure it out.
I'm tired of trying to keep walking these walks, and I'm saving people, and it's like I'm not being saved. They not saving me. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead, because I'm gonna keep it real. Our management, he was all right, but he wasn't taking us to the next level. I don't want to keep playing in Levi's. I want to get out. I want to play with Junkyard at Club Elite, shit like that. So
you wanted to expand.
You'll find me when I'm playing with All For You. I'm gone, shoot, straight to Club Elite, just so I can get that fix. Cause I can't go without it. I can't. It's just like it's in my blood.
It's like you're a junkie. It keeps calling you. Literally, you're a junkie. Literally a junkie.
Hips get white and all that, bro. Like, come on, man. So I just made my decision, and I said, man, look. Matter of fact, I went to the Eclipse one night.
No feast.
Rest in peace, Big Papa, Chuck Brown. He had the Unsung that night, right? And I think it was the Million Man March. If I'm not mistaken, it was a Million Man March. And Bug's birthday was coming up. I seen Pop. He seen me. He was like, damn, boy, getting all big and shit. Looking good there, boy. What's up, son? I'm like, man, I just been chilling, man. I ain't been doing nothing too much. He like, man, guess what? What you gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what I'm gonna do? What you mean? What you gonna do? My birthday coming, nigga. I want you back. You gonna come back? I said, come on, Pop. You already know. Don't even ask me twice, bro. You know I'm there. Club Elite, they got it on video. Go check it out on YouTube. That was my first show back. I think House was still living and everything. And I think right after that, that's when my man passed. And I'm like, hold up, bro. So this can't be happening.
Let's talk about that transition, because that one, heavy one, was huge.
Yeah.
And then to lose House on the other side of that. I know that was a very hard time for y'all as not only a band, but as a brotherhood.
Yeah.
What kept y'all through that last loss?
It was like that right there. Now I'ma just keep it 100. I think I was out of town or something like that. No, I was in a house chilling. I was back with Junk, but it was like me and House, we kept knocking heads and shit. And it was like, man, what the fuck? Come on, bruh. This me. What you mad at?
Let me
like,
in.
He looking at me like, what you mad at? I'm like, man, look, I'm mad at your ass. Why you do me like that, Holmes? Like, we really having this conversation. Why you do me like that, Holmes? Like, tell me don't come to Winchester. This probably like a year or something after this incident happened. But I want to know why you did it. And he was like, man, because I felt as though you my little brother, and I seen you doing something, and it ain't look right, and that's my mistake. I was wrong. I said, well, damn, this was just that simple, huh? You could have just, I was wrong, then Winchester. You know what I mean? Joking and jiving with him and shit. And I was just in the house one night. I think I had went to go see Back, and I came in the house. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I wake up. Boom. I seen that shit on the news. I'm like, that look like house biting shit. Oh, nah, yeah. Then I heard the lady like, yeah.
She said his name.
Guitar player for Junkyard.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Slim, stop. I'm like, man, come on. And it was like I had to represent for that. Because it was like, I ain't seen House in probably like a week. Because I think he had went out of town or something. He came back, and that's when that shit happened. I don't know what it was. I can't remember like tight like that, but I remember he was gone for a couple of days or something. And then when he came back, I seen him and all that. And it was like next day he was gone. And I'm like, man, tomorrow not promise, man. That's why I say we got to tighten up, Joe. You know what I mean? And it was like, I just left everything alone. But it was an incident I had went to. I went to practice with Jump one day with an All For You jacket on. This was like a year, 2 years, 3 years ago, something like that.
Let's talk about it.
And I was getting pressed out for wearing an All For You jacket at Junkyard practice, but none of the other guys was like tripping off of it.
So who was pressing you out?
I just seen a whole video yesterday.
Who was pressing you out? Come on, you
already know. The drummer was pressing me out about this. So I'm like, hold up, bro. I said, we family, cuz we ain't got to go through all that. That right there, and then I paid for this shit. The fuck you mean, bro?
So do you think he felt like you were misrepresenting the band?
He just thought how he think. Fucked up. Cause we a family. We ain't on that shit. You see what I'm saying? I just looked at a whole video last night, bruh, from the Levi's. I wasn't even with All For You. Junkyard hat, junkyard shirt, rocking the mic.
No problem.
No problem. Cause it's a family thing. It's we brothers, for real. We came up from the same cloth, bruh. Why are you making an issue about that? Because I can go to Junkyard practice with an All For You jacket. Ain't tripping off that.
Nikki Barnes has definitely filled in with Junkyard. And actually played with Junkyard for a period of time.
So it's like we a fucking team, bruh. The negative shit just like it's not made for Junkyard. It's not made for us.
Speaking of the negative, we had a conversation post his interview here. How did you feel about the interview that he did with me?
I felt that, you know, I'm going to just keep it 100. It wasn't,
welcome to No Gray Area.
It was no truth being told. Right now, it's like in the streets, we're wrong for the situation that's going down, and we're not. You said stick to the unit. You didn't stick to the unit, Holmes. Love you to death, but you did not stick to the unit, bro. You was somewhere else. You never let nobody know nothing else, man. That was crazy, bro. And I think that was very crazy.
So how did it feel? I mean? How did it feel finding out and seeing the footage on social media prior to having the conversation about the truth of the situation for y'all?
It just was like, damn, dog. Like, where your ass at? Like, why are you, what's making you do this, bro? You could have came to us and said, look, I'm getting ready to go do this. Is it all right if I do that bow? I don't think it would have been a problem.
But why do you think
it happened before?
But why do you think the question wasn't asked?
Who knows? I'm not that man. Only he can answer that. Only he can answer that. But if I really put my thinking cap on and just think, because I can. Everybody got their opinions like assholes.
Facts.
We all got them.
Some of them shitty. Let's
So
rock.
I'm just like, if it was about a bag, why you ain't secure the bag? You could have came and did that the right way.
Right.
But you let us down. That's not good. You coming at us fucked up, bro.
Right.
So it was like we had to deal with what we had to deal with, and it went down like that. So love you to death, bro, but
it's disheartening.
I just think it was wrong to just do shit like that.
But it's disheartening because this is called the no gray area for a reason. Like, this is a place for you to come and tell the truth.
Right.
Whether it's your truth, your version of the truth, your perception of the truth, but people watch.
Yeah.
People watch. They fact check. They call and they screenshot. Like, all of those things take place.
Well, I just want to put it down for the record, bro, because it's like we getting a lot of backlash in the streets and shit that we was wrong for making a move that we made for our camp. And I'm clearing it up for the record. No, it was the other way around, man. We the good guys right here. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, I thank you for even touching on it, because I know with family, things get sensitive. And I know that some people's version of the truth versus what the truth is cause bone of contention sometimes, or what some people perceive as the truth. Because I'm not saying that no one believes that it wasn't this way or that way. I wasn't there to speak one way or another, but you both have your views. I just want it to be understood that this is a safe place where you can actually speak the truth. If you mess up, just say you messed up. Like, we don't judge here. It's just like, okay, so what can we do to help you be better? So speaking of being better, what do you want your legacy to be for this culture? When you hang up that golden microphone and put your dance steps in the drawer and push the drawer closed, what do you want your legacy to say for Mr. Bobulous himself?
I just want it to be, I want my legacy to be passed down to the new school that's coming up. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want the new guys that's in the game, the bounce or whatever they want to call it. I just don't want them to just abandon go-go.
So you're not an old nigga that's in the way?
Hell no.
You're willing to have those conversations, but you're willing to have those conversations, make those connections, and guide some bands into being better bands for the next generation.
Forever. We've been doing that from day one. Sometimes these youngins don't want to hear shit. You feel what I mean?
I do.
Like, I props to my nephews, Tonio and PJ, man. Like, for real. Tonio is the type, he don't hold back. He want this shit. And if they don't know who I'm talking about Bucky's son, Antonio, man. He's just like, he's hungry for this shit. I remember one time we was at Martini's. Hey, come here real quick. They band had played in front of us. And he was like, what it take, for us to stay together? Because we just got our band. And that's what I like. I like when a youngin is hungry and they show that they hungry. It's like,
that was an amazing
we need to know what's going on.
Well, let me tell you what's going on. That was an amazing conversation, but they are in the midst of a Me.TBob situation right now too.
Really?
So you might need to reach back out and have a different conversation with them.
Well, like I said, you gotta take your bumps, you gotta take your bruises.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying I'm the Messiah. But I can tell you
But you survived it.
I tell you, I went through it, I've been there, and I can give them a lot of pointers, you know what I'm saying, without any distractions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can definitely sit down and rap about it. You know what I mean? So
do you think the internet is a distraction?
No, that's a part of go-go.
Okay. You think the internet is a part of go-go?
Yeah, it's a part of go-go. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of people that love go-go don't be at the go-go. So this helps.
But what if all they see is the drama? What if the drama outweighs the performances?
The drama come with it too.
Does it?
You don't feel like
I mean, I feel that way, but I know with
We just said it earlier.
But
you
we
can't
also
have good without wrong.
But we also spoke on
good.
we also spoke on the upper echelon bands and how they keep that drama away from the internet.
I mean, it's cool to keep the drama away, but that's a part of go-go. It's just not gonna go no other way. It goes down like that.
Right.
When you have drama, it's like a soap opera.
Oh, I already shout out to me. I am the Mona Scott of this shit. I already have 3 names for 3 go-go soap operas. I will be scripting soon. Y'all all have a motherfucking role. Okay. You either let me tell the story or you step in and tell your own. Okay? Because it's coming. It's coming. But it's just amazing to me. You have been in go-go since you were 11.
Yeah.
And I feel so rude. Shout out to my new sister-in-law, Deidre, definitely in the building.
Yes.
The wedding was definitely, listen, that reception, if you missed that reception, baby.
Look, shouts out to Kapri, Monique, goddammit.
We had a great time.
She was in that joint like motherfucking Jay-Z. She put that thing down. I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all need a what they call it?
I'm an MC. I'm a host.
You need an MC. You need a hostess. You better holler at Miss Capri, man. I'm trying to tell you,
man. We have a good time.
I had my parents, my aunts, my uncles talking about, who was that on the mic? She was doing that, man. I'm like, yeah, for real.
Yeah, and I'm proud of myself.
Yes,
y'all have taught me how not to have to use a cuss word while hosting, and I can still rock the mic, and it's a blessing. But it's just, I've been on your journey with you for a very long time.
Right.
And I think I've experienced almost every phase of you except for like your 11, 12, and 13-year-old phase.
Right.
I think I've experienced every other phase. Mm-hmm. And I will say that where you are now, I am super proud of you.
Appreciate
you are beyond focused. You are really working to do better at the things that before were a challenge for you. And even though you're hard-headed as fuck, I don't care. Hard-headed. Listen, this is my angry brother. But he know that anger don't faze me because I'm going to tell him one way or another whether he like it or not, because I'm proud of where you are in your walk. And I want you to stay focused. And I want you to remain grounded. And I want you to know that your legacy is something that this culture has needed. The fact that you can get up on that stage and play damn near every instrument, even though you may not be a master, but you're awesome at it. And they can call on you to fill in. And though you really treat them as if they are your brothers, that is a beautiful thing. I definitely want to say shout out to Mo Shorter because he told me he made a promise to y'all behind the scenes. If y'all sign back on, these are the things I'll be able to take care of and the positions I'll be able to put y'all in and the things I'll be able to do for you. So I just want to say salute to you. Thank you for stepping in the No Gray Area. This will not be the last time.
Yes, it don't.
Y'all make sure y'all make sure y'all follow him on all social media platforms. We're going to have to bring him back in. Shout out to T.Bob, Mr. T.Bobulous. Yes, tonight. Yes, tonight. Skill me.
Oi.
Yes, it's your girl Kapri Monique, the voice of the people. Thank y'all so much for stepping into No Gray Area. We'll be right back.
Great.
He just listens to the music. He's special.
It's getting intense.
Look at that. I gotta go to the room.
This shit right here, dog. I swear I got that. Hey, Killer, please for that sunset sunrise. That backyard, that double bitch. But wait till you see that motherfucker. I see people.
Remember me? Southern execution. Remember me? I had no remorse. Remember me?